national government intervention.
So from where you sit, you think this should not be declared a national disaster?
Not at this rate. When you look at the scale and the impact, not yet. Because this is still within the capacity of the national, of the county government.
Mr. Shiyuka,
I think
49 people have lost their lives.
Yes.
49 Kenyans, 49 families are grieving today
50.
because of these floods.
Yes.
So we cannot, sort of underestimate.
But what I'm saying, each county government has got its own disaster management team to counter this. And so far, they have to try in their capacity to manage this, because most of this to manage this the effect of this rain, because when you call in the national disaster management, that calls for a national coordination whereby all maybe the infrastructural people cannot even where you cannot even wake up and go on duty, where all the infrastructure has been blocked, where you cannot go on duty, there is no services. That calls for national response. But at this level, I don't think the scale of the effects calls for national coordination. I think the county governments committees which are in charge of disaster management should up their game and manage this up to this level.
Interesting. Winfrey, coming to you. Mr. Shiyuka says it should not be declared a national disaster. Before you respond, I just want to, read what Raila Odinga did say yesterday. In a statement, he said, it is our urgent appeal that the President and the government hereby declare the floods a national disaster and immediately activate all emergency mechanisms, including military disaster response teams. The Red Cross moves to launch an emergency disaster kitty to assist families affected by flooding for urgent distribution on case-by-case basis. As we speak, of course, the Azimia Coalition raised 1 million, which was given to the Red Cross to aid in helping these families. Do you agree with Mr. Shiyuka's sentiments that this should not be declared a national disaster?
I don't agree, because at the end of the day, people have lost their lives. They were 49, but right now we are at 52 people that have lost their lives. So it should be declared because, first of all, when you look at developing countries, they have there's an agreement that they should at least give 100 billion each year. Those developed countries, they have an agreement that they should at least give 100 billion per year to developing countries to curb the climate change. So there is money in the government to curb all these issues. So we cannot sit back and say that we are leaving all this baggage to the county governments, because the county governments depend on the national government. And the money disbursed to county governments is just enough to run the county, is enough to pay salaries, is enough to do development, make roads, hospitals, and all that. But it is not enough for emergency issues like these contingency that we're having right now, the floods. So I feel the government should declare this as a national disaster, come up with mechanisms that will ensure that we are going to curb this issue, and also we are going to help those Kenyans who are affected. For example, how do you expect, for example, a family in India that all of them, they have left their homes, they have gone to camp in one place. Where do we expect them to get medicine, food? Where do we expect them to get basic commodities? So if the government and if the county government and the national government do not collaborate, these people are going to suffer. Because in the recent past, we have seen that we have these issues that have been left to the county to solve, but at the end of the day, you find that the county government is not even able to solve these issues. So there should be a collaboration. The county government and the national government should collaborate